Electric vehicle owners have long dealt with range anxiety due to not being close enough to a charging station. It is one of the biggest reasons why people do not opt for an electric vehicle in the first place. This is going to change very soon, as many companies have now started to set up their EV charging stations in different locations. Unconventional companies like 7-Eleven have also entered the game as charging stations. Will it be enough to cater to the growing EV owners and their demand? Hello again on New Vehicle Media. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the like button if this video is enjoyable, and drop your comments down below. At the end of each video, we will be featuring the best comments. It is no mystery that electric vehicles need to be charged once they're out of battery and run out of range. Many EV owners charge their vehicles at home with the help of plug-in chargers, but most of them have to rely on charging stations if they're living in apartment complexes or shared living spaces. EV makers like Tesla have their wide network of charging stations, but there's a catch to it. Other EV makers and their vehicles cannot use the charging stations set up by Tesla. These can only be accessed by Tesla owners to charge Tesla vehicles. As more and more EV brands are entering the market, they are faced with the dilemma to either do what Tesla has done, or rather, take another option. The other option would be to rely on third-party EV charging companies like Electrify America and EVGo. The various chapters of this video are mentioned in the description, so feel free to use them to your advantage. Partnership with Electrify America. Lucid Motors is among the up-and-coming EV companies from North America. It has decided not to take the difficult path that Tesla took and set up its charging station network. Instead, Lucid decided to partner up with Electrify America to provide its customers with a charging solution. There are many benefits to becoming a part of this deal for both Lucid and Electrify America. Let's first talk about what Lucid will be getting from this. Lucid will not have to go through the highly capital-intensive process of having to set up its charging stations wherever its customers need to be. This spending of resources will be done by Electrify America and will always be its responsibility. As Tesla has to constantly upgrade its charging stations at its own expense, it also takes out a huge chunk of its capital from time to time. Lucid will also not have to worry about upgrading charging stations, as it will be Electrify America's responsibility as well. There is already a huge benefit to Lucid by partnering up with Electrify America, as the charging stations are capable of fast charging. This, when paired with the charging technology of Lucid Motors, lets users charge their cars with up to 300 miles of range within 20 minutes. Electrify America also has over 556 charging stations all across the USA that are currently in operating condition. All of these will be at the disposal of Lucid owners whenever they require them. Another bonus for Lucid customers is that Lucid and Electrify America have decided to give up to 3 years of free charging to all customers who buy a charging plan for their vehicles. Things are not only beneficial for Lucid and Lucid customers in this deal. Electrify America will also get many benefits from this. It will have a huge number of customers that will surely be using its charging services to replenish the batteries of their vehicles. The nature of these customer terms will not be one-time or short-lived, but these Lucid customers will become long-term customers of Electrify America. This will be so because they won't just have to charge their cars once or twice. The Lucid owners will be customers for Electrify America over a very long tenure, or at least as long as they are owning their Lucid vehicles. Electrify America will have this huge and loyal customer base to which they will easily be able to sell their other services and products over time. The charging company will have access to an extensive base of customers with which it can easily interact at any time. If there are any problems or failings in the services provided by Electrify America, it will get to know about them very soon from its customer base. Other EV makers may also follow Lucid's lead and opt to go for third-party charging companies instead of having to set up their charging stations. If things go right for Electrify America and its customers, the new EV makers will be included to opt for Electrify America as their provider of charging services. Optimistic ongoing trend. Companies such as EVGo and Electrify America have entered the game with the sole purpose of bringing in charging networks, but other unconventional names have also started to come forward. 7-Eleven is among the surprising names of companies setting up charging stations all across America and Canada. The company has announced that it will be installing 500 EV chargers at 250 of its outlets. It has not yet been specified which type of chargers will be installed and what will be the usage process. However, as the company ChargePoint is going to supply the chargers, these are speculated to be somewhere between 60 to 125 kilowatts. If it's a 50 to 62 kilowatt charger, it won't be much of a useful thing to do at a rest stop during a journey. The charging speeds on those types of chargers are usually a couple of hours. If we look at it this way, it can be speculated that it is just a greenwashing exercise rather than something being done solely for the charging purpose. This can help 7-Eleven cut down its carbon footprint to a very large extent. Interestingly, most of the 7-Eleven outlets are just convenience stores and do not have fuel pumps at them. It means that more of their outlets will have electric vehicle chargers as compared to gasoline or diesel pumps. A satirical take on the topic is that 7-Eleven will have huge difficulty in maintaining the electric vehicle chargers as the company does not have a good history with electronics. Most of the time their Slurpee machines and coffee makers are out of service. It also adds weight to the argument that 7-Eleven may just be doing this as a greenwashing exercise and nothing more than that. Even if it is a greenwashing exercise and not a proper EV initiative, the end beneficiary will be EV owners, and all this will add to the normalization of electric vehicles. In turn, the general idea of range anxiety will get much more minimalized than it is being done currently. All this shows a very optimistic trend for the EV industry. More companies will follow 7-Eleven and Electrify America and set up charging stations even if this is their main initiative or a side business. EV makers will have the facilitation of not having to set up their network of charging networks by spending billions in the capital, as they will know that people can have access to third-party chargers very easily. Many companies will still use installing chargers as a way to greenwash themselves and cut down on their carbon footprint. If the bigger picture of things is seen, there is not much harm from this. The ultimate beneficiary is still the EV owner and the EV industry. It is a good thing for such companies to set up charging stations at their outlets so that people can have a broader availability of charging ports all across the country. Conclusion: almost a decade ago, when Tesla released the first of its vehicles, it had to set up its network of charging stations as an effort to normalize electric vehicles and decrease the notion of range anxiety. No third-party charging companies were doing that at the time. Presently, many companies are solely in the market to provide the facility of EV charging ports and stations. This has brought a lot of ease for both EV makers and owners. EV owners will see a widespread charging infrastructure that will decrease range anxiety. On the other hand, EV makers will not have to set up their own networks of charging stations and partner up with companies like Electrify America and EVGo. Lucid has done such a thing and has entered a partnership with Electrify America to allow its customers to use the wide network of over 556 chargers across the USA. Unconventional names have also entered the game, and 7-Eleven has decided to install charging ports at its outlets. This is said to be a greenwashing technique by many, but the end beneficiary will be EV owners. Even if it is such a motive, there is more good than harm coming from it. More and more companies should follow this lead and add charging ports to their outlets. It must be done to accommodate the ever-growing EV market. Sid H is excited for Lucid and likes to see what they can do for airliners with their efficient battery solutions. What are your thoughts on Lucid and their technology? And what about 7-Eleven offering chargers in the future? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And while you're at it, feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.